Well, hey, I'm here. Like I said before, I'm here to shock the world. I'm ready. I'm ready to show my reviewing art on and offline. First of all, I can't stop thinking about Baron Corbin being on SmackDown, because that means I don't have to watch him anymore. Hey, like I said, I'm here to stay. Make a good video thing. God damn it! Whoa! Hello, my fellow Marks, and welcome to this Battleground edition of the Remark. I personally preferred this pay-per-view's original title, WWE Fight Place. My name's Martin, and I'm basically fucked because this pay-per-view was super good. So don't be surprised if more than half the jokes in this video are about how bullshit it was that Natalya won her match. The WWE expert panel is here once again. Renee Young, expert in a skirt. Booker T, expert who manages to make this hurt. Corey Graves, expert at listening to Neil Peart. Jerry Lawler, expert at still being here apparently. And Natalya, expert at winning matches for no discernible reason. Okay, that's enough of that. Renee introduces the proceedings by saying that they're not here to talk about the draft tonight. No, they're specifically here to talk about the pay-per-view. Definitely 100% pay-per-view related talk right here.
I cannot wait to talk about my Fave 5 draft picks.
It's just the name Kofi Kingston listed 5 times. Corey Graves has been made one of the official commentators for Monday Night Raw. Meanwhile, Jerry Lawler has been granted an exclusive position as WWE's official afterthought. Jerry promotes the WWE Network's value for money.
You get all of that great stuff for less than 35 cents a day. Can you imagine that? 35 cents a day? Booker, even you can afford that.
Tell me he did not just say that.
He did say that.
I told you not to tell me that he said that!
Oh, sorry.
Renee somehow manages to promote the WWE Network's pricing without being a huge racist.
Go and subscribe. It's $9.99 a month or less than 35 cents a day. So get on over there to get all things.
The WWE Network. It's got all things. Tom Phillips has violated his parents' curfew and is doing the social media lounge segment. What a naughty boy. As punishment, his folks take away his TV rights.
Live only on the award-winning WWE Network, and Renee, still to come, it's why we're all here.
John Cena, Enzo, and Big Cass are feuding with the club, and on this week's Raw, Enzo caused a bit of a kerfuffle.
Enzo Amore inadvertently takes out Cena. Is that a harbinger of things to come this Sunday?
Yes, a squat, wild-eyed fellow from New Jersey bumping lightly into John Cena is a harbinger of things to come. That certainly isn't unnecessarily pretentious, flowery language. The harbingers of things to come have to sit through yet another painful joke from Jerry Lawler.
Well, you know, he used to manage a Hooters, right? A Hooters restaurant. And a guy would show up, he'd greet him at the door and say, "Hey, you want to see a cup of haters?" Hey, it's Hooters.
Okay, apparently I can't go anywhere because we just spent all our money going to France. Booker T shares his Fave 5 WWE-themed body pillows.
Don't sleep on John Cena, guys.
The New Day and the Wyatt family are feuding, and Kofi Kingston is willing to take on all comers.
Come out here, skeeting off all this negativity all over everybody. We gon' spray positivity all over that place.
They don't call him Kofi Bukake Kingston for nothing. I upset myself with that one. The New Day even invaded the Wyatt family compound, leading to a cinematic brawl in the swamp that could be described as pro wrestling meets The Purge. Or, more accurately, like The Final Deletion meets something that totally ripped off The Final Deletion. Jerry Lawler discusses how the WWE draft affected certain superstars.
Summer Rae was one of the last women to get drafted, and I just sat there and I watched her fume. And frustration when she finally got drafted. I mean, it a little bit came out, but...
Don't worry, Jerry. I'm sure once you reach a certain age, a little bit comes out every time you look at a halfway attractive woman. The experts try to predict who Sasha Banks' mystery partner will be. The fucking Undertaker. Oh, wait, sorry, that was a completely different thing. Fucking Bayley!
Yes.
I haven't seen her here today.
Yes.
That would be unbelievable. Well, actually,
Lita.
Sasha
You know
Banks.
something that we don't know?
Lita. Yes.
Booker's sources are apparently an audio transcription of a teenage boy watching any given Lita match in the early 2000s. There is a video package for Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, detailing the long and storied past these two have had as friends.
He was there at my wedding.
I was in the hospital when his first son was born.
Might want to keep your son away from the cast of the comic book series Asterix. Cesaro has had enough of uppercuts and has decided instead to undercut all the tension between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens by grumbling all the way through this next segment.
I anticipate them to blow the roof of the building, which is for me even more frustrating that I'm sitting here.
Yes, being forced to sit on the kickoff show when you were once a staple of televised wrestling must be frustrating. I mean, imagine going from WrestleMania to twiddling your thumbs on a glorified commercial. It must be one of the most painful experiences in the world. Cesaro. Booker T is all up in this business.
It's always going to be one upmanship in this business. It's always going to be one guy.
Cesaro has been taking promo lessons from Eric Rowan.
Cesaro, who's going to win tonight?
Kevin Owens.
Tom Phillips is here with the general managers of both Raw and SmackDown, who are here to promote the fact that under their regime, the wrestling superstars will be getting all of the attention, and not the management, during a segment that is devoted entirely to the management. I'm not sure there's a better definition of irony than that, but I'm sure by the end of the night, we'll have found one. The Spurts hype up the Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar encounter, which they promote as being 14 years in the making. Yes, in that Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton started competing in the WWE 14 years ago. So all that time they've spent not building to this match has been building to this match. Using that logic, I can say that this video has been 33 years in the making, as that's when I started breathing. Jerry theorizes as to what Randy will say on tonight's highlight reel.
So does Randy Orton know he's going to face the Beast at SummerSlam?
I would imagine he's caught wind
Then
of
I
it.
think his comment will be,
Jerry knows from experience, as he had an identical reaction when being told he'd be relegated to the kickoff show. The Usos take on Breezango, and Mauro Ranallo and Byron Saxton are here to say shit.
And the fraternal twin brothers, the Usos, looking to play hard in the paint tonight, Byron.
Ah yes, the fraternal twin brothers. Which is another way of saying the brotherly brothers. The brotherly brother bros. The brotherly bros brothers. They're related, okay? Breezango gets the win after Tyler Breeze pins one of the fraternal brotherly brotherhood of bro bras, and Byron Saxton compliments Mauro Ranallo's taste in audiobooks based on 1980s Tom Hanks movies. It'll make sense when you hear the clip.
Whoa! Oh, and splash!
Nice audible.
The Battleground Praprava begins with an effective montage of all the superstars holding aloft their banners, while text informs us that every battle begins with conflict. Ah, I see somebody has access to a thesaurus. Every battle begins with conflict, and every conflict begins with combat, and every combat begins with a fracas, and every fracas begins with somebody looking in the dictionary to find out what fracas means. Up next, it's the women's tag match, pitting Dana Brooke and Charlotte against Sasha Banks and her mystery partner, who turns out to be Bayley. When asked why she would team up with one of the women she was previously feuding with against one of her old friends from NXT, Bayley was quoted as saying, Sasha and Bayley make quick work of their opponents, and JBL informs us that his sources tell him that this is a one and done for Bayley. Or as Booker T's sources would have said, no, Bayley, no! Up next, it's the six-man tag team match between the New Day and the Wyatts.
Y'all remember the swamp fight, right, between the Wyatt family and the New Day? Tonight, it takes place here at WWE Battleground.
Except tonight, the swamp water has been replaced by the sweat drained from Eric Rowan's sheep mask. The New Day are now the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history, which explains why they can get away with making jokes that would have been funny a century ago.
The WWE Draft done split the Wyatt family up like a Taylor Swift relationship.
JBL and Byron have a disagreement.
I don't know if you call it some sort of spell or mesmerize, but clearly Bray Wyatt has somehow gotten into the head of Xavier Woods.
Sometimes you call it just getting beat up, Byron.
Yes, sometimes being influenced by outside supernatural oppressive forces into losing all controls of your faculties is just getting beat up. The Exorcist is essentially a remake of Rocky. So yeah, don't call it being mesmerized. Right, JBL?
Xavier has been mesmerized by Bray.
Well, that simplifies things. Xavier Woods attempts to face his ultimate fear, getting a copyright strike on his Up Up Down Down YouTube channel. Oh, also the Wyatts, I guess. JBL summarizes Braun Strowman's entire character.
How big this Braun Strowman is.
Oh!
And can move.
But not only is Strowman big and can move, he is also big and can punch.
Hall of Famer Sergeant Slaughter used to do this, but...
Yeah, but Slaughter didn't have fists like that.
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter's fists were the shape of chimpanzees, and they secreted a fluid not unlike Vegemite. His fists were weird as fuck. Xavier does his best to stand up to the Wyatt family, but he comes up short when he faces Braun Strowman, who puts him down like... Well, I'll let Michael Cole describe it.
And now Xavier Woods trying to come to Big E. Oh, man! That was like flattening a swine.
I really shouldn't tease Michael Cole. It's like footing Bish in a Cheryl. Ultimately, Bray Wyatt harbinges some things to come and takes out Xavier Woods with a mean Sister Abigail. Chin up, Xavier. Just listen to Michael Cole.
I tell you gotta give props to Xavier Woods for overcoming his fear here tonight.
Does it really count as overcoming your fears if your fears just totally kicked your butt and beat you in a wrestling match? It's like congratulating someone for overcoming their fear of heights after they fell off a cliff. The commentary team gets us hyped for SummerSlam, which is a month away. And with all this brand extension malarkey and the WWE title picture being up in the air, it's at times like this that we need a calm and succinct wrestling announcer like Michael Cole to simplify things into a single sentence.
And when we head to SummerSlam, the question is, who's going to be WWE Championship? What title? Well, where will the title be? What show will be Raw or will it be SmackDown Live? Going to go a long way to figuring that out tonight.
Yes! Who is it going to be WWE Championship? What title? Where will the title be? And what show will be Raw or will it be SmackDown Live? Michael Cole there asking the real questions. The really confusing questions. Rusev takes on Zack Ryder for the Internet Championship. Strangely, it's billed as a US title match, but clearly it isn't, as Rusev came out first, so obviously it's for Zack's belt. Wrestling tradition. Rusev beats Zack, causing wrestling's Timmy Mallet Mojo Rawley to come to his aid. Rusev is so intimidated by Zack's fraternal brotherly brother-in-arms that he slowly walks away from him, causing Mojo to resort to his best Little John impression. Sami Zayn takes on
Kevin Owens.
And they have a fucking amazing match. I can't think of anything appropriate to say. But fortunately for me, neither can the announce team.
You gotta think about this. Sometimes we have a hard time getting over an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend.
Byron, you live at home. You know nothing about an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, Byron, you idiot. You can't have a relationship with someone. You live in a house. Women are naturally repulsed by that shit. That's why homeless people get so much sex. After the match, we go to the expert panel to hear their thoughts on tonight's event. Unfortunately, one of those thoughts belongs to Jerry Lawler.
I mean, we just saw what went down against between former best friends. Let's not forget the Shield were at one time former best friends. And
yes, at one time the Shield were former best friends, but not anymore. Now they're former best friends. You wouldn't know about friends, Jerry. You live at home. Natalya takes on Becky Lynch in a grudge match featuring more innuendo than you can shake a kendo stick at.
Look, we know Becky has been turned on by friends in the past.
And now basking in her glow. And again,
Right. Smart. Fool in the nation's capital, and that's bad?
What? So obviously, after all this posturing and egotism, Natalya loses to Becky to... Oh no, she actually won. If only I didn't live at home, I might understand women enough to explain why this happened. Don't worry though, JBL is here to explain exactly what just went down.
He had one shot, just like you mentioned.
At Battleground.
One kick between the referee. Got to Becky and put on the sharpshooter.
Wrestling commentary. It's as easy as flotting a swai. Backstage, Shane and Daniel Bryan are really excited about the Dean Ambrose plushie they got from their local Build-A-Bear. A Tim and Eric sketch posing as a wrestling match happens. John Cena, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass take on AJ Styles and the Club. And before the match, there is a stellar piece of mic work from Enzo and Cass, wherein they compare AJ Styles' haircut to that of a soccer mum. Or as I would call it, a football mother. Michael Cole quite rightly points out the absurdity here.
Well, I'm not sure Enzo should be talking on somebody's haircut, but...
Yes, it would be like someone with zero wrestling acumen commenting on a wrestling product. John Cena gets the win on AJ Styles because you can't spell New Era without ew. We go live to the Lincoln Memorial, a statue dedicated to pro wrestling's classic superstar Abraham Lincoln, whose life ended in one of the most brutal balcony spots outside of a New Jack match. Chris Jericho comes out to list his fave 5 video game girls of 2015.
Quiet, 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 quiet!
Jericho interviews Randy Orton, who presents his alternative to Suplex City, Viperville. Sorry, Randy, but if it sounds like something my grandmother won't stop sending me requests for on Facebook, it's not going to stick. Up next, it's the main event to determine which brand will retain the WWE Championship. The Raw and SmackDown GMs and owners each get their own mini entrance before the main event. And remember how I wondered if there'd be a better definition of irony by the end of the night?
Mick Foley said that the focus is going to be on the superstars.
Pretty sure that qualifies. Seth Cummings rolls out, followed closely by Roman Reigns, who, following his 30-day suspension, is met with a standing ovation. From the GMs, the crowd heckles the piss out of him.
And there are so many questions surrounding Roman Reigns.
I had no idea the word boo could be stated in the form of a question. Boo? A boo, perhaps? The title character from Beverly Hills, Chihuahua comes out with the WWE title, and finally, all 3 members of the Shield meet in a head-on collision of determination, grit, and whatever the hell Roman brings to the table. I'm gonna say Musk. JBL offers his tried and true strategy for winning triple threat matches.
Been a lot of triple threat matches, and the key is you've got to be there to walk out the winner.
Yes, the most important thing to remember about being in a triple threat match is to be in a triple threat match. You can't win otherwise. It's science. The 3 wrestlers hit all their trademark offense. Dean with the wicked clothesline, Seth with the Falcon Arrow, and Roman with the drive-by, which Byron Sexton chooses to call with all the intensity of a happy dog that just heard the word walkies.
Wow. Roman just gets Seth with a drive-by?
The match ends with Roman Reigns getting pinned by Dean Ambrose, sending the WWE title all the way to SmackDown. But don't get your hopes up. I'm sure next week Roman will just be handed his own title, and then he'll dominate the Raw roster, and we'll be right back to square one in no time. What's that? Roman's been sent down to the mid-card. And Finn Balor is wrestling Seth Rollins for the new title. And wrestling's really, really good right now, and nobody has a legitimate reason to complain. You're fucking lying.
Kevin Owens.